Greetings, viewers. Tyler here with,
Hey everybody, it's Mike. How y'all doing?
and Mike's doing some more Magic the Gathering Arena here.
Or so we hope.
Well,
Unless something goes terribly, terribly wrong. Today we're going to do a good old traditional draft. In best of 3 matches, either win 5 or lose 2. And
2 in this one.
yeah. Cause it's much better payouts. At 3 wins, you get the 1,500 gems back that you pay, plus 4 packs, plus everything you opened.
Okay.
So it's a pretty good payout if you know what you're doing. So hopefully I know what I'm doing.
Hey,
Confirm purchase.
you'll know better than I am.
Do we want to meme it up immediately?
Go with a deck that's functional.
I've heard that this card's actually just a bomb. But it's also a meme, which is what makes it amazing. So this card, 2 mana enchantment. For 3 mana, you put a +1/+1 on a creature you control.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of the text is basically irrelevant because that's just powerful in and of itself. Your creatures just get steadily bigger and bigger. The idea is you stick it on like a flyer or something, you just win the game.
Flyer with first strike.
Doesn't really matter. There's a lot of good cards in this pack though. This card's pretty good. 2/1 Afterlife 2. When it dies, you make 2/1/1 flyers. So it's like pretty
they're
solid.
flyers?
Yeah. This card is just 2 mana, kill something. You can either pay 5 life or sack a creature. Or enchantment. I didn't realize it had that text.
So it could kill that big fancy meme up there.
No, you sacrifice an enchantment of your own.
Oh.
And to destroy a creature. Normally you're just going to pay the 5 life, or you sack something like this that gives you value when it dies.
Yeah.
So this is a pretty good card.
You got a dual land.
Yeah, these, you generally don't pick them first.
Yeah.
That's actually a tough pick. This guy's also really good. Riot enters the battlefield with either a +1/+1 counter or haste. This card's like the cornerstone of the entire color archetype.
Plus you got trample, which is always a...
Yeah. Let's go for the meme.
Okay, so now you're tied to blue and green.
Well, not tied to it. One good thing about this format is it's generally not too bad to splash a card like this.
Mm-hmm.
This you don't really want to splash because it's 2 colors to activate the ability as well as to cast it. But I like blue-green in this format in general. Mostly because you got a lot of good cards. For example, this here, Trillbringer. Love this card.
Okay.
Next up, seen a bunch of red cards, but I'm not a big fan of red in this format, so it doesn't really matter.
But
we're just gonna force. I don't care. Growth Spiral is not unreasonable. 2 mana, draw a card, play a land from your hand. Applied Biomancy is actually a pretty reasonable trick. More often than not, people don't play around it, and it can blow out in multiple ways.
Mm-hmm.
Land is always fine. Simic Ascendancy really wants us to be playing a bunch of flyers, so I'm going to just take the reasonable flying guy.
Okay, you can play with either blue or white.
Yeah. Couple of options here. This card's kind of interesting. 5 mana, get 2 permanents from your graveyard to your hand. I think it's a little expensive. Rampy Dude seems like it's not too bad. Fairy Duelist is a fine trick. Give something -2/-0 with Flash. So,
nice.
And it's also a flyer that combos well with Simic Ascendancy.
Flash, if I'm not mistaken, is you can play a creature on your turn, opponent's turn.
You can play the spell that has Flash. Anything can have Flash that is at any time you can play an instant. So you get there are times during your own turn where you can't cast a creature, but you can cast the creature with Flash. We're gonna take it. Prying Eyes isn't bad. It's mostly a bunch of medium cards, but this I think is pretty good. So
yeah,
fits with our theme. And now we see very few good blue or green cards. This thing's not bad. The left half lets you look for a creature on top of your deck. The other half's like a reasonable removal spell. They get a 3/3 out of it, but generally you just use it on something that's better than a 3/3.
Yeah.
There's also the situations where you use it on your own guy to make it better. This trick isn't bad. It's not super powerful, but it's one of those things that a lot of people won't see this coming. And it can sometimes make the difference.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the split card, though. I love this card. 3 mana, return something to the owner's hand. And if you cast during your main phase, you draw a card.
Ooh, that's handy.
Really flexible. You can cast it during your turn or your opponent's turn. Just gonna take a dual land here. Nice and boring pick.
Hey, yeah, it doesn't hurt to have it.
Steeple Creeper fits in our whole make flyers and put counters on them theme. This guy can pay 4 mana to get flying, which isn't great, but not bad.
Hey, but if you're pumping him up and you can give him flying,
yeah.
Do you have to only pay it once and he has flying?
Until end of turn.
Okay.
So here, taking a Guild Gate here is not too bad. There's a lot of big payoffs for taking gates, but we don't really have any yet, so I'm not super inclined to take it.
Yeah.
5 mana 4/4 with Riot's okay. 2 mana 2/2 gets bigger when you play a big creature. Isn't bad. Growth Spiral's like okay. I've never been a huge fan of this card, but it might be because I haven't played it a lot.
What's it do?
Draw a card and you can put a land into play from your hand. Okay. It's a strong effect, but when you don't have a land, it's kind of underwhelming.
Yeah.
I don't think I want the big thing, because I think I'm better off. We're going to try this. Not a huge fan of the 2-drop. I'm going to take the land, actually. This is probably the card that pays us off the most if we take it now. It gives us the best possible. Here we just have a bad pack. There's nothing really exciting. I'm just going to take the uncommon. It might make the cut, but it's a little expensive for what it does.
Yeah.
Found ourselves a Growth Spiral. Prying Eyes is kind of interesting. Just a nice big draw cards at the end to refuel. Draw 4, discard 2. It's probably the pick here. Just going to hide the cards I don't want to play.
Generally a good idea.
That Gruul Guildgate can easily end up coming back here if we find something good in red. Take the uncommon for collection. Not like it's super relevant.
Yeah.
Hey, look, an Absorb.
What's Absorb do?
Counterspell gain 3. This is more, you would pick this if you're building towards Constructed, because it's not a bad limited card, but obviously it's not in our colors.
Yeah, I was going to say.
We got a lot of juicy stuff in here.
Because I don't think you want to run 3 colors.
No. So this guy's kind of cool. 5 mana, 5/5. Adapt 2, so pay 3 mana, put 2 counters on it. Then any creature you have with counters on it gets trample. So obviously that's pretty exciting with the whole Simic Ascendancy. Give any of our creatures trample.
Trample and flight and boost them, yeah.
This card's just a big finisher, but I don't like it as much as the Guardian. Mammoth Spider is also a really good card. It's a very strong stat line in this format.
Having reach is handy.
Yeah. Windstorm Drake's like a powerful option. It's a flyer and it makes our other flyers better. So this is actually a really tough pick. I think I'm leaning towards the Guardian here.
Okay.
Because it's a strong independent card. And it just inherently makes our deck, like it's combos well with the Simic Ascendancy.
Yeah, if you think it combos well. Like, I understand
I'm
wanting to
wondering,
take
though,
the spider.
I'm actually starting to lean more towards the spider, just because, like, this is a card that will win us the game over time. Like, our creatures just eventually get so big that they don't have anything. So taking the strong defensive tool might be better. So we're going to take the defensive tool.
Yeah.
I've made the mistake of taking this card early in draft before. This is a really strong card. But its ability relies on you having more of them. So, and odds are we're not going to get another one. Yeah. Compare that to this guy. It's more expensive adapt, but it's bigger. So this is probably actually just the better limited card. Good early, good late. I'm a really big fan of this card. I also like Thought Collapse. I used to not be a big fan of Cancel in this format, but it's performed a lot better for me lately. But this is just an all-star 2-drop. It is worth noting that Simic Ascendancy is kind of a non-bow with Adapt. Mm-hmm. That just means we want to try to adapt this before we put a counter on it with Simic Ascendancy. You can't adapt a creature that has +1/+1 counters on it. Here we got a nice big Scuttlegator that we can take, but I don't think we're going to need. I really like... This is a card. +3/+3 in reach. It doesn't seem like it's a lot. Sorry, I'm paying more attention to my phone. I should be not doing that. But once again, like, tricks are generally pretty good in this format, because I don't think... There's not a ton of great removal. Ooh, that's an interesting card.
What's that?
It's just a complicated enchantment. You can play cards off the top of your deck if you deal damage to them. You exile a card every turn from the top of your deck, and then if you deal damage to your opponent, you can play them. It's a really powerful card, but it's not in our colors, and I'd rather just take...
Something we can use?
Yeah. Like, I'm probably just going to take the gate here. Sphinx of the Guild Pack's kind of interesting, just 7 mana 5/5.
Hexproof and mono?
Hexproof from monocolored, so they can't target it with monocolored spells.
Nice.
Counterspell here isn't that bad. Counter a creature for 2 blue, but it's kind of hard to cast. It's going to take a gate. We still might get a gate payoff later on. Arrester's Admonition's nice.
I'm pretty sure I know the answer to it, but because it's hexproof from monocolored, that would still happen if you used, let's say, like one of those, the special, the lightning spells that cost you 1 red mana and 2 colorless.
Yeah. That's
I'm pretty sure.
Colorless is not a color.
Yeah.
I'm not super excited to play 2 Stony Strengths. There's still a chance for gate payoff, so I'm just going to take the gate. Might also run into a red card we want to play. This is one of those times where you have to look and see like how many creatures we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 only. So leans us more towards taking the Renthorn. I would have liked to take the cancel, but kind of need creatures.
Yeah.
Could once again take the creature, but this one's a little bit more expensive to get going.
And we already have other creatures than enchantments. We'd rather start laying down.
Well, no, it's more so just I don't think the card's powerful enough. We're not going to play this card. I don't like it. This card's randomly seen playing constructed, so we'll take that one. Found ourselves a Thought Collapse anyway.
That's handy.
Another gate. This card, I guess, might make the deck. It's not a very good card, but nothing we want here. Uncommon. Alrighty then. Oh god, second Simic Ascendancy. Probably
Why
don't
run 1 when you can run 2?
Card's pretty good, but like the biggest issue we're running into here is we don't really have a ton of creatures. I would have loved just any like big creature. We're probably just gonna be taking this Axebane Beast here, as sad as it is. There isn't a ton of great cards in here. Like
What about that 2/3 for reach?
It's not that good. It's not a good stat. It's not as good of a stat line as you want it to be. Like this is just a lot better. Like the +1/+1's a lot more impactful than you think it is. Slimebind's probably the better card for a removal spell, but I think we're at a point here where we need creatures. I'd love to take the second Simic Ascendancy, but it's kind of redundant. Just take the Axebane Beast. Saddest pick I've ever made in my life.
I'm sure there's worse picks.
Love to take this Spellbreaker here, but I don't think this card's powerful enough to splash. It's good and constructed, but I'm not much of a constructed player right now. Just take the Spider. So at this point, we're mostly looking for ways to stall the game. But I will definitely take Aeromunculus. Really good card in our colors. Nothing exciting here. Are we at 23 cards? Oh god, we're only at 20 cards because we have 3 lands. So we still need 3 more playable cards.
Yeah.
I'm not going to take the gate because we definitely need cards we can actually play. There's only 1 card in the sideboard that might be able to make the cut. I'm just going to take the creature. 1/4 isn't a bad stat line. Can't activate the ability, but...
Does that have flight at least?
Yeah, it's 1/4 flying.
Yeah, I was going to say...
we just found a great card. Here's that payoff for picking a bunch of gates.
Well, what's it do?
It's a 3 mana 2/2, but it gets +1/+1 for each gate you control.
Ooh, that's handy.
Yeah. Another Spider here is nice. Actually might be worth taking another Guild Gate. I don't want to play too many Guild Gates, and I don't really want to play the off-color ones.
Okay, what gate is this? Blue and green?
Yeah. Yeah, we're going to take this. Just take another Axebane Beast. It's just fine. This card might actually be worth splashing for. Remove a +1/+1 counter for something. Deal 2 damage to any target. Yeah, this might actually be worth the splash. You gotta think about... Oh, I gotta drag them. What a pain.
Actually have to click and drag?
Yeah, so... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That means we're at 24 cards, so we can officially start cutting things. Card I like the least in this deck right now is probably this dude. Not a big fan of that card.
Okay.
Interestingly enough, the split card's probably my next least favorite card. The Growth Spiral is actually probably pretty interesting with all those guild gates. Makes it easier to get those into play and not throw off our curve.
Okay.
How many creatures do we got?
What about the wall there?
04 isn't that exciting. This card's actually good if you build the mill deck.
Oh, okay. I see.
But we're obviously not in the mill deck.
The red one's fun.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So we're a good number of creatures. So I think we cut this. I think we cut the Stony Strength. Not a super exciting trick, and I think Slimebind is just a better overall card. We're not super needing more creatures. I think we're at a good number now. So I don't think we're really looking. We definitely don't want 2 Prying Eyes. Gruul Locket could be interesting, but I'm not a big fan of Lockets in general. And we have a bunch of late game anyway. I'm just going to take an uncommon.
Yeah.
Of course, me being me, I completely forget that we're playing best of 3 at this point. So I'm like ignoring potential sideboard cards. And as soon as I say it, I immediately get 2 cards that are good in the sideboard. Another Axebane Beast is nice to pick up near the end. Don't know if it'll make the cut. Stupid deck wants us to play mountains, but we definitely don't want to. Because we have 3 guild gates. Deck's going to start off pretty slow, but it's...
But if you can ramp up those guild gates and then get what that...
Yeah, the ram's pretty strong. This deck has some spikiness to it. How many creatures do we got? We're at 14. I think we're good. This is a card I'm kind of sketchy about. The front half can whiff more than you want it to. The second half...
What do you mean by whiff?
You don't get a creature.
Okay.
It's just a generic word that I'm surprised you've never heard before. Senate Courier's kind of underwhelming, but I don't think we want to cut creatures. And there's not like there's better creatures that we can play. I'm happy with this. We're heavier in green than we are in blue, but... Oh, this is... So we have 6 green sources. So we're going to pump up another one because we have more green than blue.
Okay.
We shouldn't run into mana problems with this deck, but we'll see what happens.
Well, this is the first match.
Get it started. The thing that worries me the most about this deck is I'll get a hand with a bunch of guild gates and just not be able to do anything for a bunch of turns. And possibly get ran over. But, as I said, we do spike.
Ooh, we got the choice.
Oh my god, immediately hit a hand where colors are bad. Oh my god. What a start.
I was going to say, I think you have to go to 4.
Yeah, we'll keep that. It's good enough. Ideally, we hit a 4th land in time. That was rough. We might just lose this game to mauling to 5. Always hurts to have less cards than your opponent.
Yeah.
Now watch us not draw a 4th land and just lose to a 2-drop here.
Well, at least we had the duelist.
It's not that impactful, though. It's not going to keep us going for very long. The more important thing is that our opponent's doing nothing.
What's his fancy smanchy enchantment do?
Artifact, block it. Add a blue or green, and then you can pay 4 mana to draw 2 cards. But it has to be specific mana. I found that this card's not great for enabling a splash, but it's not terrible. And they're just like fine filler cards in a lot of situations.
Yeah, okay.
Our opponent just has nothing on 4 mana. That's good for us. Of course, we also have nothing, which is even worse.
Yep.
This is an anomaly. It's worth noting that I don't think it's worth it to skew our deck one way or the other. The major thing we could look at is what we have more early plays of.
Yeah.
There's an argument here that I should be playing the Fairy Duelist at this point, but I like saving it as a trick. But it might be better to try to put some pressure on him. Gain 2 life, draw a card. He can return it if he plays instants during his turn.
You don't want to throw that Fairy Duelist down, but...
It just doesn't do a ton. Like... I don't really want to play it. It's probably wrong.
Oh!
Yeah, of course, it's a tapped land.
Something's better than nothing at this point, Mike.
Well, but the thing is, like... Our opponent's got a full grip of cards. This is a very powerful engine if he has the cards to support it. So he's probably going to be ahead of us in cards for most of the game. But it looks like our opponent's not doing anything. That actually bodes poorly, because it means he's probably sitting on a bunch of removal. Exposed to Daylight. I'm surprised he's playing that game 1. Do another Gate. That's nice. I'm going to play our worst card first, because I think our opponent's just sitting on a bunch of reactive spells.
See what he does with this.
Force our opponent to use it on our worst cards instead of playing our better ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. See? This is a weird card to have game 1, especially on what seems to be a splash. Who knows? Opponent's tapped out. So we want to play our card that we want to cast. There's an argument that I should go Gatebreaker Ram plus Fairy Duelist, but... Gatebreaker Ram's pretty bad against the Homunculus right now. We're going to play the Senate Griffin. We're looking for good cards here. So we get to scry. Girl Guildgate's interesting. Makes our Ram better. Gives us more mana. Enables our red splash if we draw the card. But I don't think it's good enough. I think we're just going to send it away. We don't really want to draw too many lands, and there's such a risk if we draw the land here and then we draw a land on top. Yeah, we're obviously not going to block. Let's see what our opponent's got. Oh, the Chillbringer. So it begins.
Uh-oh.
You want a Chillbringer? I want a Chillbringer. It's kind of not the way I like to use Chillbringer. I prefer to use it when I can actually push damage, but I also don't want to just take 3 in the air here, so...
Yeah.
That's a medium spell to play here. Tap my guy, he gets to draw a card. Bounces his Dovin's Acuity. Boop. Replay it. So he's got resources for days. We might be in the world where we want to try to deck him out. Stall the game out to the point where...
You make him just draw so much.
Yeah.
Ah, the Yugi versus strings.
Definitely not worth playing around rats in this format, so we're just going to play out both of our 3-drops. Spend our mana efficiently.
Booyah, we got a 4/4.
Yeah. It's actually not that good here. There's way too many good tricks for him to have if we block the 2/5 with the 4/4. And we don't really get an upside.
Yeah.
Might block it with the 2/3. Because I think the 2/3's... I don't know, the 2/3's a bit more important. I'm not going to block on this turn. Because next turn, if he has tricks, I can leave up my bounce spells. Okay. Get value that way.
Yeah. And hopefully you draw another Guildgate.
I don't really want to draw Guildgate here.
Well, I just mean in a sense of you can at least pump your guy.
Guy decides to tap his white mana, so I guess he's not going to want to replay his Dovin's Acuity this turn. Interesting spread of mana to use. So yeah, I think we're definitely in a position where we want to go for the wait him out game. Sucks that our Thought Collapse is on the bottom of our deck, because that would definitely help accelerate the plan.
Yeah.
Multiple Lockets. Oh my god, Screaming Shield.
What's anything good about that?
Nothing. But it's, hilariously enough, it's going to make this whole I want to stall him out and mill him plan harder, because this lets him tap his guys to mill me.
Okay, well, what'd you draw there?
Slimebind, give something -4/-0. But we have a better board state here, and we're now under pressure to win because of this card. We'll definitely use the Slimebind here while he doesn't have good mana up. Get rid of his Chillbringer.
Bye-bye.
Yep. We'll replay the Gatebreaker Ram. X-Bane Beast uses up our mana better, but he could easily have more counter magic, so I want to get the better card down while he's tapped out.
Yeah.
So I feel pretty confident from here. We have a bunch of flyers. He doesn't.
Yeah. Seems heavy in artifacts.
Yeah. Well, it just looks like that because he's not really heavy in artifacts. He's just playing lockets. The Screaming Shield is just kind of a grindy option if you want to stall out.
Yeah.
Right now, it looks like our opponent's... I don't know if he's just playing the Acuity. Like, depending on how he spends his mana, he might not ever get to the point where he can use this fast enough to get it done. So we might still be able to mill him out. Oh no, he's got mill cards too. So we probably don't get to play the mill him out game. Hilariously enough, our Gatebreaker
Ram... got one of your gates out and a couple of your other lands.
That's fine. The most important thing to think about when your opponent's milling you is don't care about what you milled outside of situations where you need... are like waiting for a particular out. But anyways... 4/4 clearly doesn't attack well here, so we're not going to bother sending it in. Looks like our opponent has something pre-combat. Raw Mage's Binding. I'm definitely fine with that. That's definitely going to happen.
Yeah.
But the interesting thing is whether or not I want to do this now and not draw a card. I think our opponent's threatening us enough that we want to do this now. Threatening us enough in terms of milling us. So we're just going to throw that back into my hand.
So he wasted his spell?
Not really. Like, you can't think of it as him wasting the spell. We traded 1 for 1. I did that wrong, because I also wanted to draw the card there. That was kind of dumb of me. Most annoying thing is that this is just randomly has hexproof, so I can't get rid of it.
Well, you could wait till he goes in for an attack, throw the Fairy Duelist, weaken it. Oh no, Fairy Duelist is...
He's never going to attack with this.
Fairy Duelist is -2/-2, or is it -2/-0?
-2/-0. Okay. Also, we can't target it because it has hexproof. He's also never attacking with it.
Oh, you can't text with it with the friggin' that.
You can't target it.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, but you can understand my thought.
Not really, because he's never going to attack with it.
2/8.
Yeah. As I said, the Ram's kind of irrelevant. We probably didn't want to play it. I think we're going to run out the Fairy Duelist at this point. We kind of need to put more pressure on him. Play the card we should have probably played on turn 2, and we probably would have won this game by now if we had. Yeah, we definitely can't play a game of trying to wait him out now, because he's just going to mill us. Fortunately, he's drawing a bunch of cards too, so it depends on... He's not spending his mana in a way that actually lets him start milling.
Okay.
I don't know. We'll see what happens. Oh, it has to be a opponent. Whatever. Oof. Exciting. Let's just keep pushing damage.
Yeah. Might as well hit him in the air while you can. What's the ability on the Griffin again?
Scry 1.
Okay.
I'm going to spend my mana a little bit more efficiently. Chillbringer looks like it's never going to do anything again. I'm going to be really sad if he just plays a flyer here that I can't bounce. But I like using my mana efficiently. Another Locket. You got 1 billion mana, so I don't really care. It's going to go down to the wire. Oh, another Wild Mage's Binding. That's fine.
Can you bounce your creature back in to get rid of that?
Yep. There's also interesting plays. I can replace it with a 3/3 Lizard, but I'm not going to do that. Thing is, he keeps putting me in this position where he's like, I can't tell if he's actually going to try to mill me out.
Yeah.
Interesting. Probably going to bounce the Chillbringer again.
Yeah.
I don't like that we can't play another card with that, though. Yeah.
Not easy.
This is not... We're not in good position here. I don't think we kill him fast enough right now. think that means we have to play the Senate Griffin. Can't afford to do nothing this turn. Oh, he's got another counterspell. Not surprising. Do we want to look for something? What are we looking for? I don't think we're looking for anything, but this... Oh, find a creature. Not irrelevant.
But not the worst thing.
Well, no, it is probably the worst creature I could find off of that. Gets my thought. Oh, look at that. He has a Clear the Mind randomly. I hate when I lose games like this, because he's just playing a bunch of cards that he shouldn't have game one. But, I don't know, what are you going to do? Tell you what we're going to do. Attack him for 3 in the air. Our good old friend, the Senate Courier. Accelerate our clock a little bit. Opponent's got Thought Class for that as well. We're going to not draw a card here. Don't really need more resources. I'm going to do it on my end step while he has less mana available.
I ought to bounce your creature back.
Yep. Oh, he just has another counterspell. That's fine. We still have him dead in 2 turns. Well, not really, because he can gain a bunch of life. I think we lose this game, but we'll come back next game and see what we can do.
Yeah.
He does have to have instant speed spells in his hand in order to bounce with the Dovin's Acuity and actually stay alive.
Plus, you're also getting used to the deck.
No. That's a really bad point to make.
Okay.
Our opponent's looking for gas here. Generally good for us, make him use up more mana. But he still has 1 billion. What do you got?
Dual land.
He already played a land this turn. He's desperately digging, or... I like how he hasn't activated the Screaming Shield once. Clears the Mind again. That's not really... It's a hilarious card to have 2 copies of in your main deck. Found a spell. Huzzah. About time. Hilariously enough, this could almost...
Win you the game?
Yeah, but it's not quite good enough. What do we want to do here? Yeah, this puts 2 power on the board now, so I think we want to play it while he doesn't have mana to counter it. Similarly, also jam the Ascendancy. Don't really want to show him that we have that, but I think we're going to need it.
That way we can start popping up.
We're kind of in bad shape because he's got a pile of cards and he's been able to shuffle back his good cards back into his deck. So he probably has a few removal spells. Of course he draws the Exposed to Daylight immediately.
Or he had it.
No, it's like the fact that he discarded it way back in the beginning has already redrawn it.
Yeah.
Still have him dead in 4 turns and he's tapping his mana poorly. We're at a point where we need to start trying to push through his ground creatures too. It's definitely a spell that you don't really want to counter, but I guess he kind of just counters anything.
Well,
We definitely lose. We don't have enough time.
does he have another Thought Collapse? Could he have another one?
Of course he could.
Because one of those and you lose.
No, I have 4 cards left in my deck.
I thought it milled you 5.
No, it's 4. Is it 4? I thought... No, it's 3. Oh, no, we're just... This is 3? I thought this was 2. No, we're just dead. Finally mills me with that card.
Because he knew it was a guaranteed win.
Yep. No, it's just... I'm more so pointing out that he hadn't used it before this. If he's going to just be that kind of guy, he has the win, he doesn't just end his turn. Fine, whatever.
But let's...
Sideboard time. Definitely want our anti-mill tool. Don't think we had anything else. Don't have anything to kill enchantments. Could bring this back. He mills our cards, we get them back from the graveyard.
Yeah.
Don't really think I'm going to need the Prying Eyes. Don't really want to draw extra cards.
Well, how many cards does it bring back?
2 permanents.
2 permanents.
Thing is, he doesn't have a ton of hard removal. I don't think this Incubation Incongruity is doing much. We're gonna grab the Regenesis. See if that helps.
I'm gonna make myself a drink. Do you want this coat dinner?
No.
Okay. I'm just asking before I use it.
Yeah, but you're asking in such a weird way. It's your drink.
Yeah. I'm trying to be a good host.
Yeah, but I don't care. I have a hand with better land distribution this time. Don't have an early play, but that shouldn't matter too much.
How much land do you have?
4.
One in your 2 main colors?
Yeah.
Or your 2 colors, I should say. Because are you still running that red card?
Yeah. I feel like the card's probably powerful enough to justify running. Opponent seems to have forgotten his green sources this game. I don't know what he was actually... I don't even remember seeing green cards from him. Aha. Stick a creature. Probably, yeah. He has the Law Mages by me for it. That's fine. I think we're not going to win this, because he's playing... I was going to touch on that before, but I didn't really. This whole mill strategy deck that you can sometimes get together is really powerful just because it plays on an axis that most decks aren't ready for. Yeah, Chillbringer's fine.
Oh, so you're playing the same opponent.
Yeah, it's best of 3.
3 each time, nice.
Not super psyched to tap down his Chillbringer with my Chillbringer, but I want to develop a threat on this turn, and I can't replay the Axebane Guardian.
Since you've lost one, but if you beat him in the next 2 games in a row, well, that won't count as one of your 2 losses.
No.
Okay, just...
Jams the Clear the Mind for no value. That's kind of interesting. Bodes well for me. Boop, boop. We have our Thought Glass, which is going to help quite a bit. The fact that he had to just clear the mind there and had nothing better to do implies that he's got a lot of air in his hand. So we might just be able to pressure him out. We want to see land here. Gives us the option to do things. Yeah. Let's see what he's got. Goes for the free block on there. We'll go for the Slimebind kill again. Feels like he has something, but I'm fine with him having something here. We'll just resolve damage. Exposed to Daylight. That's interesting. Yeah, that's fine. Doesn't like the card he has. I'm just gonna adapt this now. There's an argument that I should try to jam a Simic Ascendancy or hold up Thought Collapse. But pushing the 1 damage there seems relevant. Oh, he's just gonna blow himself up.
Beauty.
He must have flooded pretty bad there.
Come on, that happening again?
I'd rather win legitimately. Rather than non-games. Just think he's going back to his sideboard to look for stuff. I don't know what changed between games 2 and 3, but maybe he's taking land out, which would be good. So I might have overestimated his deck, because I did have to mull to 5, and didn't do much for a bunch of turns. So he might just be slow enough that we can get 1 or 2 creatures down and apply pressure. So we're really looking for a Sora Farm hybrid here. Hey look, we found it.
But no mana.
Yeah. It's pretty good. Steeple Creeper's a good... Wow, he let us go first. Surprising. We definitely want action with this hand. The 4th land doesn't help us cast anything. We'd have to draw a 4-drop in order to want the 4-drop.
Okay.
Might have been a correct to take out the tricks. He doesn't have a bunch of creatures, and it looks like I'm going to be... Oh, God. Oh, my God.
What?
He's kept a 1-land hand on the draw. And now has to discard. I'll find it hilarious if he boarded out lands. DOS is the clear the mind. So, on the one hand, this is probably going to be a non-game that we just win because our opponent doesn't do anything. But on the other, our opponent also kept a one-land hand, so...
Ugh. Why would you want to keep a one? Like, I'd only ever keep that for my days is if I had Mountain and Goblin Guide, because then I could do something.
Unfortunately, we don't have a green source to get the Simic Ascendancy down. We will settle for just beating him in the face for 4. No, you don't keep one-land hands. Like, he's probably... Like, that just tells me that he's not a good player, well, which is kind of a confirm that we've seen from other things he's done this game.
Well, for me, I would go down to 2 card hands as long as I had something playable. For me, I wanted, so people know, I used to play goblins. It was either I needed to have the mountains, a mountain and a guide, or a mountain and a legion loyalist for me to want to even do anything.
Yeah. The big thing here is he probably had something that he thinks is really good in his hand, but he's... Oh. We're kind of stuck on green sources, which makes the Simic Ascendancy a lot worse, but...
Oh, because you need at least 2 for that.
Yeah, it takes a green mana to use this, but we get to start doing it next turn. If we draw a green source, we can do it twice. The problem we're running into now is that he's found his lands, and this guy has like a billion removal spells in his deck. So if he has another removal spell, he can just... But it doesn't look like he has it yet. Important thing to keep in mind is that this does have an alternate win condition. If I can put 20 counters on something, I just win the game. But it looks like that's not meant to be. It just means that I have to keep in mind, too. Oh, wow, he actually blocked. It's not a good block for him. Because, you know, he's just giving me the free opportunity to kill his wall. But anyways. We're super scared of him just having any removal spell at this point. He's obviously found all of his lands. Bounce spell's fine. It's not great, but it's fine. The bigger fear is if he has a Thought Collapse to back it up.
No.
No, like, the Thought Collapse he has to cast on my turn. He could absolutely still have it.
Oh, okay.
We draw or Clear the Mind, which will help later. I don't think it'll be enough, because he has 2. But it might just give us enough time. Yeah, it looks like he has the Thought. Oh, Essence Capture. Sure.
Yeah.
So we're in bad shape here. We just have only drawn 2 creature spells. Which is always unfortunate.
Need some creatures.
Yes, that is what I just said.
Yeah.
Oh, he has creatures. I was not expecting him to have something like a Skitteriel in his deck.
Ah, the shield.
Yeah, that's fine. Any creature. Hey, look, it's a creature. Yeah, I think we start attacking. Our 4/4 is better than his 3/3. Get 4 damage in now while we can. He's almost out of stuff, so, like, well... We have to hope he doesn't draw too many instants. We're not too concerned about him killing us with damage. Chillbringer's a pain in the ass. Just stalls for another turn for him. We're not going to Slime Bind the Skitteriel here. We're going to save it for an opportunity to actually remove a creature. He's probably going to pump this. No, he didn't. That's surprising. Means he probably has another Thought Collapse up. Save our dude for later. Try to get one of his guys. Like, we can immediately make this a 3/4 if it can resolve here.
Yeah.
Also, we have the pump spell if he does something weird like equip the Screaming Shield and attack.
Does the Screaming Shield even give any benefits?
Yeah, it's what lets it gives him +0/+2 and lets him mill 3 cards.
Okay, well, I knew the milling. I meant for, like, actual stats.
Yeah. So he's definitely going in on the mill plan. We're gonna go for the Fairy Duelist again. Does not have a counterspell.
Cast.
Well, he might not have realized. He might be wanting me to, like, sink my mana, but I also Oh god, I hope it tapped. Oh, I don't have another. Shoot. Fucked up.
You can let it tap.
No, I didn't have enough mana. I was one short. So now we have to use the spell. I would have put the counter on something anyway, but I would have been better to put it here.
Yeah.
We want to kill his creature, because we don't want it on the board. It's just, you know, I would have rather had this be out of 5/5 here, because it gives it more opportunity to push through the Skitterial. It's going for cards, which bodes well for me. There isn't a lot of 2-mana things you could have here that blow me out.
No.
Got there. So, very critically, he can't adapt this card right now.
You can't thought collapse you right now.
Yeah. Well, I don't have spells that I want to cast. I'm more so going for the Simic Ascendancy plan.
Figure out what he blocks and then pop.
Yeah. Well, he's doing no blocks, so we're going to go for the Ascendancy. We definitely want this guy to get big enough to contest the eel. The eel caps out at 8. Doesn't have good spells here to interact, so there's not a lot of 2-mana spells we can have here that stop me from getting the damage in. It's an argument that I should have put one here, because it does the same amount of damage and increases my odds of being able to... Oh, he milled me. Whatever. Increases my odds of being able to just kill him, because now I need to draw a green source to be able to get this big enough to just kill him. What's he bouncing? Probably the Duelist. Nope, he bounces my guy that can have haste. Either way, it's kind of rough, because like, you can just always block with this. But yeah, I should have put one counter on here, because then I can put 2 on here and threaten lethal. Not like it's ever going to work. Oh, he's got the Exposed to Daylight again. Always has it. Likes his card that he has on top. So we can adapt this, make this 5/8. 4/4, not good enough.
You have your bird though, didn't you?
Yeah, I'm just thinking about what I want to do on this turn. I'm probably going to play the bird and the ram. Looks like he's holding up Thought Collapse. So, the problem is the ram isn't that good. I think we actually play the ram first, because bad players will counter it without realizing that it doesn't do anything on this board.
And then you also have the bird. Oh.
Yeah. No, like, he's correct to not counter it. He might also not have the counter spell and is just holding up the mana to adapt or mill.
You can throw the bird.
I'm thinking about it. It's not milling me out anytime soon. We'll play another flyer out. So, I like our position here.
Yeah.
There's not a ton of things he can do to really punish my board, like wiping me. He's capping out at 5 health if he plays the Dovin's Acuity. He might be able to play it twice, but that would use up a lot of his mana. So he has 6 mana up. He has his own Senate Courier. That's a little annoying. Ooh, we found this guy. Don't have the red source. So here I'm just going to jam the Runtorn. I don't think he has a counter spell. If he does, he does. If he doesn't, he doesn't. Of course he has it. Every time. Would have really liked to have another land in this situation. But it's like, if we play the Clear the Mind, we probably... So now we're kind of in the position of hoping he doesn't draw instants, because if he can keep cycling the Stone's Acuity, he gets ahead of me in damage. Oh, he drew something good. Go to Constrain is one of the worst cards he could draw here, for me. Lets him rebuy his Dovin Acuity and draws another card.
Yeah, okay.
And we also get to miss 1 damage next turn. So the line here is probably going to be something along the lines of Clear the Mind, get our Simic Ascendancy back, and win off of that. But kind of rough. The fact of the matter is we just don't have much that we could do here. I don't think he ever had more than one thought collapse. We could go for the clear the mind here.
Mm-hmm.
I have no clue why this needed to be a sorcery speed. It could have definitely been an instant. I'm gonna go for it.
Just like Goblin Grenade should have been an instant.
It's not funny though. That's the thing. Oh, of course he had the counter spell. Can't beat our opponent when they have it all. Well, I shouldn't be complaining. It's just bad form to bitch and moan about stuff like this. It is annoying when you lose to, like, really bad decks, but the fact of the matter is, like, his deck is built in a way that makes it hard for an average deck to interact with.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that so many of our cards are just irrelevant. Also doesn't help that he always has the counter spell. But there we go, whining again. Oh, will you look at that? He has 2 flyers. So now we just can't win from here.
Oh.
I don't think we have a single card in our deck that can actually bail us out of the situation. Certainly not if we draw lands. Yeah, we're just dead.
Well, that's
He missed the opportunity to... Oh no, I guess he couldn't. But yeah, that was rough. I like the mill deck quite a lot. It's pretty interesting. I'd be really disappointed if I go 0-2. As I was saying, the mill deck's really interesting because, like, so many decks don't have good avenues to interact with it. That's pretty much what happened there. He had any number of reasonable cards. Love to not have the mulligan. Reasonable hand. We will definitely toss a land.
How come you were given a thing to toss to card?
Because I mulligan. If you
Okay.
mulligan, you get a free scry. Might be changing before too long, but for now. Probably have Goblin. We're definitely gonna play the game of see if he attacks into our 2 open mana. Anytime Fairy Duelist actually just gets to kill something is so huge.
I don't
It
know.
doesn't use our mana particularly nicely, but... he's watching, he'll see that I had pauses. That's fine. The only trait he can have here is +1/+1 counter, which is bad, but... 1, I don't think he has it. 2, it doesn't kill my guy. So it's not like I get blown out in that world. We're gonna incubation, see if we can find some gas. Oh, we find Gatebreaker Ram. Pretty good when we have mono gate hand.
Nice.
We could not, probably shouldn't have attacked there. The 2/1 attacks into us.
So what's that Goblin's ability?
4 mana +2/+2.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah, the Scorch Mark. I'm glad I pushed, because I would have missed the damage.
Yeah, but
This card's pretty nice. It's similar to the Sword Form hybrid that we have in our deck.
Mm-hmm. I would have kind of liked that Goblin for back in the day when I played.
It's not a good constructed card at all.
Yeah, 4 mana, I could do a lot. Oh, it's green too.
Yeah. That's not the point. It's a lot of mana. You wouldn't want this card in a constructed deck.
I could
ever.
play a Chieftain for that and a Bolt.
Anyways. So we're in really good shape here. 5/5 just gets to free roll attack into here. There's definitely a world where he blocks, which we get to blow him out with Slime Bind, but he very correctly doesn't. Unfortunately, we are low on card. We don't have a land. Whatever. 4/2 doesn't do much on this board, but might as well play it. Oh, Active Treason. That's a really weird time to cast Active Treason. So, once again, we run into a classic case of not good opponent. Because he just decided to use Active Treason to push 2 damage at me.
That's a card that's been around for a while.
Oh yeah, Active Treason's a super old card.
I was going to say, I remember that card.
And he also just screwed up by attacking with all of his creatures and letting me get 4 damage in there. So, I feel confident about this match at least, because I don't think our opponent is very good.
Yeah. Oh, your 5/5's got Vigilance?
Yeah, Vigilance and Trample.
Ooh.
This is just an unnecessarily powerful card. Like, it requires quite a bit of work, but if you get it, it's... Our opponent just pump this guy and then decided not to attack, but we pretty much always have lethal here. I don't think he has a block that lets him live in a good way.
Yeah.
Since the trample's here. Yep. Opponent just decides to not try to block enough damage, but I don't think, as I said,
I think they realized.
I don't think he actually had a block. He might have had a block. I didn't really look enough. So our opponent just has... Didn't get to see much. He had those 2-drops that pump. So I would want, like, earlier game plays, but I don't see much that helps. The major cards we're looking at to sideboard are the Clear the Mind to shuffle back in long, drawn-out games. Yeah. Sagittarius' volley is really good against flying. I don't like Root Snare, but like it can blow out a big attack if they go for it. Stony Strength isn't bad. Stony Strength is one of those cards that gets really good against people who don't know to play around it. I don't think we're going to need the Prying Eyes. It's expensive. Stony Strength is just one of those cards that anytime it gets to actually kill something, you just... Such a blowout. And it's... Tends to be good against less experienced players like this person. Because they won't play around it as much.
I laugh. They go on Twitch on another monitor and they're like, hey, that's the guy I'm playing right now. Now I can see his strategy.
Yeah, more so. I'd be more concerned about me constantly insulting this person in there.
You son of a bitch.
If you're watching, don't play Act of Treason if you're not leveraging it in some way, either by pushing lethal damage, or have a sack outlet, or make me have to make a bad block. He also probably missed the fact that the Gatebreaker Ram isn't a 5/5 on his side of the board.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, let's see what sort of 7 we can get. Not bad.
Okay.
Yeah, I like this hand.
Okay.
Civic Ascendancy seems like a card that'll just win the long game. We have a couple options here on how we want to play this out.
Yeah.
We can just slam the Ascendancy next turn. Alternatively, we can play the Guild Gate. Cinder Vines. It's a kind of funny card. Makes me take damage every time I cast a spell. Instant Sorcery, I should say. Non-creature? Non-creature. Hilariously enough, it actually just hard counters Civic Ascendancy. It's actually kind of unfortunate. Well, we need a creature, so we're not going to play something into the Cinder Vines. We'll see if we can bait something else. Decisions. We need a proactive play. I think we need to take a better card. I'm going to take the Rentorn. Might have been correct to take the red splash guy since we have a red mana. But it looks like we're not going to get to Civic Ascendancy in this game, so...
Yeah.
Dream here is that he just plays some sort of 3-drop. We bounce it with the Admonition, draw a card, find a 4-drop to play. And then get the Rentorn out, and it'd just be better than stuff he has. This might get annoying. I don't know. We might be able to get it with the Slime Bind, which would be nice. Ooh, 2 1/1s.
Oh no.
Yeah. Normally I wouldn't bother, but this does actually just gets rid of it and draws me a card, so we'll do that.
Yeah.
Not a super exciting play, but something to do.
Hey.
You trying to take a phone call here or something?
No. Just my grandmother.
Aha. Alright, so here we have options. A lot of options. We just bounce the 1/1 again. Alternatively, we can bounce the 3/3. We can also just play the 3/4 here, which is good against his board. It's bad against him having tricks, though. I kind of like trying to play the Slime Bind, because we might be able to get him to blow up the Cinder Vines here. Which would be good for us in the long run.
Yeah. You do you. I trust your judgment. You already got 1 win.
This is a little rough. I don't think this is the best play most of the time. But, like, I think there's a reasonable chance, especially since this guy has just 1 mana floating here. It might incentivize him to use the Cinder Vines to blow it up. Because it also lets him attack with 3/3. Then again, he also knows that I have a 5/5 next turn, so maybe that's why he doesn't use it. Oh, he's got his own Renthorn. I assume he's going to give it haste here. Yeah. Is he going to attack with the Slimebinder guy? No. That would be silly.
Gotcha. Alrighty. Thinks about playing the island. He holds it in his hand.
Yeah. The thing is, here, we're kind of, like, dead to any trick. We're not dead to the Active Trees, and we know he has. We definitely want to get into a position where we can hold up this admonition for the rest of the game. He has the trick. Gonna make the less bad block. I don't know what trick he has that can get 4. But, like, there's 1.5 million ways that this 4/4 can beat my 5/5 with a trick, so... Ah, Colossus. That's fine. Trade the token and the trick. We still have to deal with the 4/4 eventually, but...
We took out some of his stuff.
So we're really hoping to draw a trick of our own here. Interesting that he didn't play that pre-combat. This guy's pretty strong. Riots, and then when it attacks, you can loot. Alright, what do we want to do here?
I think throw your lands.
Well, I gotta think, because I have a tap land and an untapped land.
Yeah.
Kind of have to play the 3/4 here. I think we just die. I want to play Arrestor's Admonition here. It's not that good. Maybe we do Growth Spiral. Plus the Admonition. I think this is the play. Problem is all of his guys have face, so maybe we do it on his turn. This is a rough turn.
Because you're trying to see what he has.
The big risk is that he, The thing I'm most scared of here is that I just can't... Like, the 3/4 doesn't match up well against anything he's playing.
Yeah. And now he's got something to block flyers.
Well, that doesn't matter because I'm at 6 life.
Yeah.
He's
attacking...
You have a knack of zeroing in on the least relevant thing that people do. Is he going to discard a card? I think we're just dead here. We're too well on life. Discard Scorchmark. Makes sense. Go to 3. Has a land.
Well, at least you know everything in his hand.
It's not really relevant because this is also a 4/4 with haste. We can't win from here. We would need 3 blockers to be able to... Oh, well, that's the best card we could draw. Don't think we can play both of them, though. No. One more mana, we could do something here, but...
Oh,
Oh,
so
no,
you
it
could
doesn't
throw
matter.
the
He
beast?
has the haste. Doesn't matter. He has the haster in his hand, so we just die. He can also unlock his runner. I think we needed to play the 3/4 sooner. Might have been what could have won us the game. Doesn't matter. He just has us dead 6 ways from Sunday here.
Just don't want to concede. Just want to see if he misplays.
It can happen. I don't think... No, he's going to go for the BM. That's what I get for not conceding. Okay. He's going to take 10 years to attack for lethal. I'm going to concede. But that's what happens when you have people who just want to be like, oh, I still have all this. Still don't think there's anything particularly exciting. Didn't show any flyers. I don't like the 1-drop. I don't want the other Axebane Beast. It's not a good stat line, though. Yeah. We were just a little too dirtily in that game. I think I needed to play the 3/4 out faster.
Yeah.
Seems reasonable. This card just shits on him. Cindervine's actually put in a lot of work. I'm not normally a big fan of that card. Well, I'm not a big fan of the card, period, outside of the narrow situations where it just happens to brick an entire deck. They did a lot of work from there.
Yeah. At least you get both your colors, though.
Mm-hmm. Doesn't matter much if I don't draw any other lands, though.
Yeah.
He's got his 2-drop. We're obviously not going to pump his 2-drop. That would be kind of dumb. So what are we scared of from him here? Skewer the Critics would be bad. He can just cleanly remove this here. And we don't have much to back it up. And he had it. Land would be really nice here. That's a land.
Can't argue with that.
We probably counter whatever he plays here. We really want to draw another land after this.
So you can throw a spider.
Yeah. Just counter that. Important to use mana up. It's important to note that he also milled his active trees in there, so that's something I don't have to play around now.
Mm-hmm.
3/4's fine here.
Yeah.
Doesn't latch up super well against the goblin, so we're not gonna block if he just attacks in, but we're in much better shape if we let it untap. If we untap and can use our tricks to protect Rentorn. Or if he just decides to attack with a 4/4 with haste here. Nope, he's gonna play the 5/5. Important thing to note if you're this player, like if you're in that sort of position, you always attack with the 2/1 there. Because I'm never blocking. Because you can just pump and trade and it's a bad trade for... Oh, actually...
Well, he has no mana, so he can't.
Yeah, now we definitely shouldn't attack. But, like, that's a really good attack to make on his... from his side.
If he
before playing the Rentorn. Because it puts him in it puts me in a position where I have to... where it's risky for me to block.
Yeah.
So, a lot of the times, if he had attacked there... I don't know about every player's, I was never going to take the damage. But yeah, he was definitely in a position there where he could have gotten some really nice value. Here we're probably going to end up double trick to get rid of the 5/5, depending on what he has.
Yeah.
We'll see what he does. The 5/5 is definitely a threat, but...
Nothing that you can't handle.
Well, theoretically. The biggest thing is... Or our opponent's just going to commit their mana pre-combat and leave up 1 red, which isn't anything. I'd like to try to use the less good trick, but I need to kill the 5/5. So we're just going to go for the Gift of Strength. This is why you use your instant speed abilities as instant speed, because it just makes it so much easier for me to decide what to do. We're going to hold the Slime Bind because in a couple turns that card's going to be mucho relevant to protect our spiders. We could have gained an extra 4 life, but I don't think it's too relevant here. Our opponent's super far behind now. I guess he could have had Scorch Mark there. Yeah, Scorch Mark would have been bad. But he didn't have it, so... I'm not super hyped to block if he attacks with this. I don't think he will without pumping it pre-combat, so I'm not like too scared, but I also don't think I'm going to double block. Like, we do have to play around Collision Colossus. What does he got? Once we untap, I'm fairly confident that we just win. We're equal on cards with our opponent, except our cards are quite a bit... Oh, second Active Treason. Once again, our opponent shows that they treat Active Treason as a burn spell, which is not how you're supposed to play that. It is definitely a finisher. But you never know. This hilariously enough, as much as this is a bad play, it could actually win him the game. Like, I go to 7 here. It's kind of low, depending on what he has left in his deck. He might be able to just randomly kill me with haste creatures. Card we're fearing right now is Frenzied Errands. Our opponent's really tanking on how to attack here. Pro tip, attack with both of them. You're never blocking with the 2-1 here because I'm not pushing lethal. And obviously, the 3-5 is going to come back under my control at the end of this, so should definitely attack with that one. Our opponent might have just left. Seems like something that could have happened here. Realized that taking this doesn't accomplish anything and it's just leaving. I'll attack him with both. Really thinking about this. Oh, there he goes. Play second spider. Pretty much locks us up. There's a world where he might have another act of treason. I don't think it's super likely, but we'll play conservative and leave back one of the spiders. I'm glad there isn't a fireball in this format, because that'd be a really stupid way to lose this match. And the draft, which would be even worse.
You can do it, I believe in you.
Like, I'm in a really good position here, but like, he's shown that he's second act of treason he played. There's a couple, there's another act of treason in this set. It's on a creature that lets him take something with power 3 or less, which could be threatening. And that seems like a type of card he would have. He could also just have, like, more skewers or any creature with haste or anything with burn. Okay. So we have to be careful here.
You gotta play smart.
Yeah. There is also the argument that I should just try to kill him fast. He's only got 2 cards in a top deck. We want to set up so that we kill him in 2 turns. Which means I think we have to attack with everything. We have 9 on board, so we want to get him down to 9. So we have to attack with 2 of them. Oh, Gatebreaker Ram's an excellent top deck here. We're still going to go with the same strategy. Attack with 2. We're not going to attack with the Beast, because it just gets eaten by... It ends up trading with the Goblin. We don't want to give up our creature. He takes it, obviously. Boom, boom. Play another creature. We got Slimebind. I do not see a way that he can kill me from here. Outside of if there is a fireball in this format and I've somehow forgotten about it. Or he could have like 2 more act of treasons and then I get super sad. Oh my god, it's act of treason. Took the wrong card, so that's fine. We're still only taking 4 damage here. 6 if he pumps here, so we're not dead. We also have the Slimebind.
Okay, so we have moves.
Yeah, we're fine here. Slightly worried, but like as I said, the Gatebreaker Ram is significantly less scary on his side. Oh god, is he not going to attack with it? Hilariously enough, just attacking with Gatebreaker Ram kind of makes me want to block. Because I'm kind of afraid of him having damage. I just don't want to lose in a stupid way. I don't think there's any way he can deal 5 damage to me with 4 mana in this format. But I really don't want to lose in a stupid way. So we're just going to take -2. You get it back as a 1/5 anyway. Oh shoot, I should have played this. Yeah, gates do something on the stack. Something I miss quite often is when playing cards pre-combat actually affects the combat step. I'm so trained to do things after attacking. I think most of the time this is just lethal. I'm playing this super conservatively, but like, I'm pretty sure I could have just taken the 2 damage last turn and not wasted the Slimebind. But I feel like he's more likely to have something that could have like killed me. I should know the cards in the format better than this, but it doesn't matter, we got there.
Victory.
Hey look, we got 20 gems.
Only 1,480 more to go.
Yep. Well, I have another 1,500, so
Well,
I can do another draft. Not like I'm gonna do another one right this minute, but
yeah.
whew, on the play. That is a nice hand. Growth Spiral is gonna ramp us. I like it. Not gonna ramp us to anything because we have 3 drops, but still nice to have. Might draw a 4-drop that we play instead. Ooh, is that Rakdos Guildgate? Oh, I love when my opponents play Rakdos Guildgate. Growth Spiral is for some reason an instant, so we can wait to do it on our opponent's turn. The dream is that we draw another Guildgate off the top and put it in play. Our opponent doesn't have anything. I feel like Rakdos is probably actually the weakest guild, so that's why I like seeing him play 2 Guildgates here. Probably should have played the Steeple Creeper. It's a little bit stronger of a card. But he has more things that he could play that can test the Steeple Creeper, whereas he probably... I feel like this combo is pretty weak to flyers in general. We got a lot of options here. This thing makes it so our guys can't block. I really like this card. One of my favorite red cards, but... I think we go for the pressure line, interestingly enough.
We're gonna haste it?
Yeah. Might be wrong. But we're not blocking with it because this thing's just gonna make it not block, so might as well get 4 damage in.
You might as well get the damage while you can.
Theoretically, like, as a 5/5, it's better over the long term. But I feel like this game might end fast enough that we don't need it to be a 5/5. Ooh, Blade Juggler. Ooh, did have something here. Oh, we draw Shellburner. That's nice.
Oh, this just makes me mad.
What did you do this time?
No, you're gonna laugh at this, because I'm just checking my email, and Scene's offering you a 250 point boost if you eat where we just grabbed our dinner from.
Mm-hmm. Don't want to advertise. Ooh,
but it's you gotta do a bunch of stuff. Swish LA for anyone that's curious. Okay. Yeah, no.
Anyways, back to what really matters. Magic the Gathering. We're in a pretty nice spot here. Our opponent has a white splash and played a Grasping Thrill. This is a card I like a lot. But we're in good position to blow him out with tricks here.
That's good.
He feels pressured to chump block the 4/4, which is great. Slimebind's going to get some sick value here by killing our Grasping Thrill. We're also going to adapt our Aeromunculus to a point of damage while he doesn't have removal up. So now we're in super good shape. We threaten lethal just in the air with our 2 flyers. Oh, he's got another Grasping Thrill. Well, that's alright. Kind of hilariously, he's actually not in bad shape because of how good this card is. Deals 2 and gains him 2.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not too concerned. He doesn't have... He's under a lot of pressure. The fact that he feels compelled to chump block the 4/4 is always good for me.
Yeah.
I don't think he has board wipes, so we're just going to play out 2 more creatures. And he probably can't win from here.
Come on, concede.
Fuck, 3rd Grasping Throw. That is definitely scary.
Makes things harder?
Well, this is just a really good card. And, but we did beat Grasping Throw in that game. We're going to put in the Sagittarius Volley here. Blow up some flyers.
Yeah.
I think Prying Eyes in general is probably our worst card. Senate Courier is not great, but it does block Grasping Throw. Maybe we shouldn't be playing a game where we think we're going to be behind. I'm so not a fan of this card. We're going to take it out.
Yeah.
I regret picking it.
That was the thing. You were like, I'm unsure if I should take this, so...
I feel better about the card in general after having played it. It's not terrible, but it never feels like it's what I want. It has hit pretty much every time we cast it, which is the biggest fear. So looks like a bad hand, but we're going to keep it. We do have something we can play proactively on turn 3. And Simic Ascendancy is just a bomb of a card that I don't think that deck can beat. So as soon as we find a blue source, I think we're good. We might get ran over. Rakdos is probably the only deck in this format that can try to run over. But we only get ran over in the world where he actually has an aggressive start. Turns out he did have. Our creature can't block here because of the Clamor Shaman. So I guess I go for the more aggressive one. Clamor Shaman's a pretty big threat here. We're definitely going to trade down to kill that thing when we get the opportunity to. Ooh, Undersea Scavenger. Is he gonna sack? Nope, he's just gonna play 4 mana 3/3. This card's kind of interesting. Sack a creature, put 2 counters on it, and scry 2. Oh, I don't have double blue. That's rough. Rough. So when we play the Cynic Ascendancy here, it's not that good here. It's better next turn. Play the Cynic Courier. We'll trunk in for 4. He always makes this not be able to block, and I'm perfectly fine trading it with a 3/3 here. We take a bit of a beating. I'm actually glad he didn't trade. I'd rather have the creature than not.
Yeah.
The biggest fear we have right now is we do need to somehow deal with the Clamor Shaman. Taking a beating. We drew our land. That is good. But what do we want to do with it? So the biggest fear here, obviously, is that the 1/4 can't kill the Clamor Shaman. So if we just... It might be Chillbringer. Gives us the opportunity to get, like, multiple things on the board here. Chillbringer's not great against his board as a body. Alternatively, we can play the Spider. I think we Chillbringer. Definitely don't want that Clamor Shaman attacking. So the fear here, obviously, is that he could just have any number of spells that are good against the board here. Blade Juggler is definitely not a spell that's good against the board, so that bodes well for me.
That's good.
Kind of want to leave Thought Collapse up, but we don't get to do anything if we leave Thought Collapse up. So I think we just develop another body. Things I'm afraid of here are like various Active Treason effects that make it hard for me to survive. Because then I'm down to only 2 blockers against his 5 attackers. I think we can survive this turn. I think we're in pretty good shape.
All depends what he has.
Yep. He didn't have anything good he could do last turn. Oh, that's so good.
What, that he wasn't able to play anything?
Yeah. So we can play Simic Ascendancy here, but I feel like if we sit back and do nothing for a while, we want to be in a position where we can play Simic Ascendancy and still have Thought Collapse up.
Yeah. Well, why not play the Griffin?
Takes all my blue mana. I want to leave Thought Collapse up.
Oh.
He has to play a fairly narrow number of spells to kill me here. So if I hold Thought Collapse up, he just can't do anything.
Plus you mill him, but...
The mill is completely irrelevant. That card's fine. It's a bit of a threat, but we have Slime Binds.
What's its effects?
It has Menace. Like, he has another one of them. It has Menace, and he can pay 4 mana to get +2/+0. So this is quite a bit of a threat, but there's definitely better things he can... Anyways, we also have Slime Binds. We're gonna Growth Spiral here. Like, there's not too many cards he can play post-combat that I'm scared of. Sagittarius Volley is definitely a card we didn't want to see. Shrink the 3/3. He's in a position where he can almost start to double pump these things, so Slime Binding them isn't great. Yeah, we're just going to keep sitting back. Wait until we draw Island, then we can start winning with Simic Ascendancy. Or until we cast the Thought Collapse, and then we go for the Simic Ascendancy. Found his white mana. Yeah, he's been sitting on Grasping Thrall for a while. We're gonna let... No, we gotta counter it. We need to use our mana efficiently. There's an argument that I could have Sagittarius volleyed that instead. You just milled a Skewer, that's pretty good.
That's handy.
Kind of wanted him to attack on that turn. But obviously, he's not going to now because he doesn't have good attacks.
And he's waiting out to see what he can grab.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't have. But, like, I'm kind of fearing the taking damage thing here. Oh, no, I have no green sources. I mean, play the Simic Ascendancy. As long as we don't die, this eventually wins us the game once we activate it 20 times. Kind of a hilarious alternate win condition on this thing.
Yeah. Plus, you've got your other spells in the hand.
Most of these don't really help a ton if he has, like, something good. The trick can help a bit, but not a lot. He's in a position where he has better attacks than he thinks he has. Yeah, here he goes. The threat here is that, obviously, we need to double block the Trumpeter, but we also need to block this. So, take the pretty obvious blocks that he's giving us. If the Clamor Shaman's dead, we're in a lot safer of a position here.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's going to pump there, which is fine. So if he just wants damage to resolve like this, I'm fine with that. I don't really want to lose the 4-2. But we
there's
also...
no sense in pumping it.
Well, we can, but he has more... We're gonna... If he's okay with damage resolving here, I'm okay with it too. The thing that I see him having here is, like, a way to deal damage to this, which means I want to have the ability to pump it out of... Like, I could see him having something like Scorch Mark, deal 2 damage to this.
So that way you could pump, and then, but you've got your card that could give it up 3 more life, so just enough to survive for the...
Yeah. This puts him in a position where he has, like, he's got a much less exciting board to attack with now. I would have put money on him having a trick there, but he didn't. So that's a really weird attack in that world. Oh, I see. So he's getting his cards back from the graveyard.
Okay.
Tap land, playing the Trumpeter. Cool. So we get the opportunity to pump here. We're going to spread the love around, make this guy stronger.
Yeah, because he's got nothing in the air that can block aerial attacks. Might as well pump your air guy up.
Well, we're not attacking anytime soon. So once again, he gets to play the Clamor Shaman again next turn.
Yeah.
And then can do a similar attack to last turn.
Can you pump on blocks when declaring blockers with you?
Yeah.
Okay.
After I've declared blockers, he gets priority before damage, and then I get it, so I can use this. Okay. Oh, I have 6 mana. That's super important. So we're going to play Axebane Beast here. Let's just still have the Gift of Strength up. We don't get to use the Ascendancy, but we really want to play a creature and have the trick up.
Mm-hmm. Increase our board.
We're really low here. He could definitely have a handful of things that are strong. Act of Treason is obviously the type of thing we don't want to see.
What about that Swarm card?
What?
Suffocate of Swarm or something like that?
I have no clue what you're talking about.
The card you milled earlier.
Skewer the Critics?
Skewer the Critics, sorry.
Interesting that you put that as a 2-2 instead of beasting it up.
You know, see, more mana doesn't hurt.
Yes, it does. Get another blocker out. We just want creatures down on the board to make him less able to attack. Bounce spell's pretty underwhelming here. Whew. We are currently fairly scared. Ah, Collision. That's an interesting time to cast it. I'm surprised he didn't use this as an aggressive one. Oh, he doesn't have green mana. He doesn't have green mana to cast this as Colossus. That's interesting. So we're still in rough shape here. Can only block one of the Trumpeters.
Was that a just kill creature or do like 4
Deals 6 damage to a creature with flying.
Okay.
Is what that spell was. So he's going for it. So likely the 3/5 can't block here, which is expected. Alright. So, we'll go to blockers. This thing needs to die. We want this to die. We don't want that to die. That means we take 1, 2... Are we dead? Holy fuck, is that legal? I think he actually has a stare. So that's 2...
Yep, because
4,
he can
5,
pump.
6. No, it's only 6 damage. Yeah, it's only 6 damage.
May have something in his hand.
Yeah, that's fine, but I can't play around him having something in hand. I have to play on what he has on the board. So if I double block here, block like that, I take 3, 4, 5, 6. That I'm dead. Oh fuck! Use the timeout. So I think we lose from here. Having to give him the 1/1s is pretty rough, but we might be able to get there. Having like both of his menace guys up is really bad. That's fine. If he has something, we're dead anyway, so I'm not going to try to have him get me by activating his ability. Oh, he didn't push the extra 2 damage. So now he's got... Well, the problem is these have menace. Oh, 1 damage. Oh, fuck. That's a blow and a half. Yeah. Didn't play around 4 mana, deal 1 damage with my guys. But I don't think I had a way out of that anyway, because the menace dudes are really good.
Yeah. Not you're ready, and he's sideboarding.
I'm always surprised to see people take so long sideboarding in limited.
He may have something good in his sideboard.
But the thing is, you probably should have done it already. And it's like it's really hard to get a large number of cards to
You have a lot of lands.
sideboard. This is rough. Come on. Don't really want another green source, but we need to be able to cast a creature on curve.
Yeah.
The hope here is he doesn't have Clamor Shaman on 3 again. But I can only dream.
Nope. Well, he's got Plague White.
That's fine. So island would be okay here. We don't draw island, but that's fine. We do need to draw another blue source before too long.
Now so you can throw Griffin. Yeah, or Thought Collapse.
Blade Juggler is definitely interesting. Just take the opportunity to slime bind it. Arguably would have been better to hit this one. I found the blue source. Is that blocking? Oh, doesn't matter. Might have been better to play the Griffin there, just to have the
Flying?
No, just to get the scry. Because, like, a lot of the time I'm not going to block here. Oh, he's hesitating. Oh, doesn't want to attack. Interesting. Nice value. This next card is apparently a good one. It's 5/5 that's threatening here. I don't think he has a trick because he wasn't willing to attack with the white. That might have just been because he wants to save it for later.
Possibly.
If we draw a land next turn, we can do Gatebreaker Ram plus land. Definitely don't want Senate Courier here. Fear here is that, like, we don't really have the... We pretty much just have to take 5 from the 5/5 here. Because I don't think we can risk the double block. What do you got? Wi-Fi. So, based off the interface, I don't think he has a trick. Didn't draw land. I think that means we wanna... Oh god. Stuff stuck in my throat! I do have to keep in mind that there's a reasonable chance I can erase him. But not if he plays a billion grasping trolls. See if he wants to trade these. I don't think he will.
Probably not smart for him.
It's mostly a toss-up. I don't want to play the Ram here. He hasn't had anything super scary. This is the best creature on the board. He gets to attack with a 5/5 here. I think we're going to lose this game. This 5/5 is super scary. It might have been bad to attack with the Griffin there. Oh, he just doesn't want to attack. That's surprising. Trumpeter's annoying. It's not Clamor Shaman, though. And it's the major card we want to hit with Thought Collapse. Cult Guild Mage. Deal 1 damage. Make me discard cards. Oh my god. Opponent just has way more cards than me. We're at a decent life total. It's probably just going to make me discard my card, which is fine. No. But, you know, if he casts a spell first, we'll definitely blow it up. Yep. You got it. Oh, of course. What a top deck.
Oh, you exiled it?
Well, yeah, obviously. Well, at least he's pretty much out of stuff. Leaning pretty heavily on needing to top deck a creature here. Do not top deck a creature. Magic's
you might as well
game.
throw it down because you know.
No, there's no reason to play this here. We pretty much lose. That's why I play it, because we can't do anything from here.
I was gonna say you might as well play it because the guy can friggin' make it discard.
Yeah, but I don't care if I discard the card. Runner land is always fun. Well, that was a very depressing draft.
Yeah.
I hate when shit like that happens.
But I think that's enough for tonight.
Yeah, fine.
Let's see what we got in packs.
Doesn't matter. There's not really that many good cards. The only thing I care about is just filling up commons and uncommons. I may play constructed, but it's not going to be anytime soon. Realistically, I care more about just getting gems is what I need, but it doesn't happen when you suck and lose terribly at Magic.
Can I get that mouse?
Okay. What do you want with the mouse?
So I can end the stream?
Okay, well, I could have done it.
Okay, fair enough.
So, I hope you guys all enjoyed that terrible draft that I lost at horribly. Probably didn't learn anything beneficial this time, but...
Well, you just do the opposite of what Mike did.
Yeah, sounds good. See you all next time.
Bye.